last night about 5 o'clock to demold. But since everybody was gone by that time, we didn't want to take it out. Usually the way I test it, if you pour this in the morning, usually in the afternoon you can demold. And that's not a bad thing. I usually test it literally by taking my fingernail and scratching the surface. If it scratches my fingernail, it's ready to demold. If I scratch it, then it's not ready. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with our foam rails where they work, and I'm going to grab it. Remember the facing tape that we put on? If I grab that foam rail with the facing tape, I can peel it right off. Now I'm going to save these because we're going to use that. And one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to slide this up underneath there, because that surface is still not completely hard.
No, take it out.
No, he need it. No, he said he need it.
Ah, you need it? You're gonna use the foam?
Yeah, I'm going to use the foam to put it back on.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you demold a piece, what you want to do is I usually just kind of break it loose. When you demold a piece, you're always going to take it and bring it up. Always leave one edge on the surface. Okay?
Wow. Nice.
So when you move a piece, you're going to pick it straight up in the air. You're going to set it down like that, and then you lay it down.
It's like a throw machine.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, throw machine, yeah, for sure.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it outside and use some SCR on it. The SCR is an acid. It has a mild detergent to it. It has a mild degreaser to it. So it works really good about cleaning all the lateness material, all the lateness color that's off there, all the baking soda that's in there. It's going to clean all of that off. It's going to actually etch the surface and get the surface ready for stain and sealing.
That's the baking soda work over here in this area?
All of this is from baking soda. All that character and all that color. Remember I said a lot of baking soda?
Oh,
A lot of holes.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Okay? A little bit of baking soda, like you see these little tiny spots?
Yeah.
Those are just a little bit of baking soda.
What happened over here?
That was probably just for me not getting it down tight enough and not playing with it. It could have been a little bit of baking soda in there as well. Here we go.
Magic work.
Make it work, yeah. You see a lot of that color is just coming off right there, that excess color. So now that I've got it damp, I can go ahead and use the SCR on top of it. Now I take this, and this is about a 4-to-1 ratio, so it's 1 part SCR to 4 parts water. You see what it's working, how it works? It already starts to work on that concrete.
They suck the extra product?
Takes off any lateness issue, any kind of product that is left over, it'll clean off. So all that baking soda that's in the pores, it'll clean that off. All of the extra, see the color coming off that's not really supposed to be there? You want to make sure you get your edges real well so you don't get any lines. And that's it. That's all there is to it. And then go ahead and make sure you clean it all off. What it does to that. So really what SCR does, it takes the place of muriatic acid. So if you're using muriatic acid on something to clean with, it's nasty. You can't breathe that stuff. You can't. I mean, would you do that with muriatic acid?
Burn it right away.
Yeah. Now, if I leave that on there for a few minutes, I'll feel it start to burn in the back of my hands, but it's much more friendly to what muriatic acid is. And it has a nice minty smell. The other nice thing, if you got a job where you got your guys, they went to lunch and they forgot to clean up a tool, whether it's a mag float or a trowel or something, clean it with SCR after lunch, it's like brand new again. The only thing is if you're cleaning steel with this, make sure once you clean the steel, your trowels and stuff, you spray down some oil, because it sucks the oil right out of it. So now with the pressure washer, like this slab right here, if you came in with a pressure washer that had a good tip on it, like a turbo tip, I would come in and pressure wash it off, get all the dirt off of it as much as you can with that turbo tip. Wash it with the SCR, scrub it in with a scrub brush, turbo wash it off again, you're ready to put an overlay on this. Okay? Especially with this the way it is, it's got, you know, wood grain to it. So SCR is a really good product to be able to use as far as prepping things. You see how that changed the look of the surface, just cleaning off all the residue that was on it? So now we can take this and take it back inside. Here is from all of these pits, all of these lines, everything that's over here is all from the baking soda. So you see where I put my veining material in? Now some people don't like the fact that it's, like see how it's missing some there? Okay. Yeah. So if you wanted to have that really, really tight, like a vein going through there, you could slurry that back in just in that same color, or make that slurry really, make the veining material wet and put it in. And then more of that line will show up. You see this area here, how it looks like it's like just kind of melted in? Remember when I squirted it for water? The water is what actually did that. You see how some of these are little spots here of the color? That's all for me just taking that, just kind of letting that float. Let it dry a little bit. Then we're going to come back. We're going to eco stain this. I can change this color code just a little bit. This is putty. And the other thing is when I do stuff, if I know I'm going to eco stain, I'll probably use something like putty or limestone. Limestone's a really good color to change colors with eco stain. Use a lighter color if you want to eco stain. So if you did this like all in this chocolate, eco stain's not going to color much more.
I really like that.
Yeah.
This wet area. Wet areas, the limestone.
Yeah. Yeah, and now you can slurry this. If we slurried this in, I can cover all this stuff. But I like all that character. The only thing is, if I was using this like on a kitchen countertop or something like that, yeah, because then you got all those divots that can hold stuff. So I probably would slurry some of it, just so you didn't have all those deep divots.
What did you say about polishing? You mentioned something about polishing.
Yeah, I wouldn't. To me, I don't polish this.
But didn't you say something about the mix yesterday about
Yeah,
polishing?
you can. When we're sealing, and we'll get to this a little bit later, but when you're sealing something, you don't want to polish past the 400. 400 is as far as you want to go. The reason is when you start polishing past that,
Diamond or you use some paper?
you can use diamonds. Yeah. Usually when I'm doing that, I don't like to add more water to this once I've cleaned it, because it slows my process down. So I like to use like the honeycomb diamonds, so that I can do it dry.
Yeah, honeycomb, yeah.
Yeah. Dry. But you can do it wet if you want to. It just slows you down in the process, because you don't want this so saturated with water.
No, even diamond is a different type. You can use wet, you can use dry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not
So what I'll do is, if I slurried this, I would come over it with like 100 grit honeycomb diamond or sandpaper. Either way, sandpaper is just not going to last you very long.
Yeah, because it's less.
Good, yeah, it's hard. This is hard.
Right.
I mean, you got to realize that this right now is already somewhere around 6,000 psi. It's already that hard.
What's compared with regular concrete? What's the difference?
Well, you got like this concrete here is,
35 and 55 concrete.
and 55 is way out there,
Yeah, that's.
and that's after 28 days. So you know this in 24 hours is 3,000-4,000, and every time period after that it just starts going up. So that's why you can work this so fast. So I was polishing. If I was going to polish a piece and make a piece shiny, I would start that. I'd start that process immediately.
Oh, right away.
My first polish is going to be the next day because it's getting that much harder.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be more difficult.
It's going to be more difficult to polish.
Personally, I like it better. But
Yeah. So, but I could have just put a very, very, very light sprinkle of baking soda. Like this is here where it's lighter. You just got the small pinholes. So you didn't have those great big pinholes.
You want to get fluid? You want to